Hello once again, everyone. We're visiting with Ed Kieser, a meteorologist. And Ed, here at the Farm Science Review, I guess there's one thing that we always can count on, a little bit of rain. Too bad we didn't have this rain this summer.
That's true. The rain has come a little late for most of the crops in Ohio, and it's good to see some rain. It's good to see that it still can rain, and I think the rain's pushing off, so the rest of this show will do well weather-wise. But it's been an incredible year in terms of dryness.
As we take a look at Ohio, I guess the one saving grace, maybe if we can find a silver lining anywhere, is it wasn't as dry here as it was in other places.
You go west not very far into parts of Indiana, especially west central and southwestern Indiana, across Illinois, Missouri, parts of southern Iowa, and into the plains. Bone dry during the primary growing season. The worst combination of heat and dryness in that area since the mid-1930s, the Dust Bowl era. We can't find a year with that combination as bad as, except back to that era. So when you look back to 1988, a big drought, and some of the droughts in the 50s, this one was worse than that.
Well, we need to touch on that, but I guess what every farmer here and throughout the country is concerned about is what's going to happen down the line in the future. And as a meteorologist looking at all the graphs and all the information that you get, where do we go from here?
Well, that's a good question, and one thing I'll say, being a meteorologist, I can tell you that long-range prediction, going out months and years, is just really not possible. And so I try to stick with reality, and I think a way to look at that too is just think back to the last 2 years. Well, this year has been so very dry. Just last year, 2011, it was the wettest year on record in Ohio. And to go from extreme wetness to extreme dryness, very, very unusual. I doubt that will happen, but we're in a period of weather right now where extremes seem to be the key. So we have to make our decisions carefully and consider all possible options going forward. Now, in the near term, it does look like we are into a cooler weather pattern right now. It looks like the high heat is going to be in the western U.S., the eastern U.S., including Ohio, will be running cooler than average here over the next several weeks. And at times, some weather systems will come through with showers, but we're still going to have some dry weather in between. And I guess some of that's good at this point as we're going into harvest.
I guess that's one of the things that farmers always have to live through is the uncertainty of it all. As you, and I know we can't look down the road that far, but as we get into a winter period, does it look like it's going to be a colder winter than last year? Because we had a lot of pest problems this year because last year's winter was not that cold.
Part of what will happen this winter will depend on how strong El Nino gets in the Pacific Ocean. El Nino being warmer than average water temperatures in the Pacific Ocean, and we are now going into an El Nino phase. If it stays weak or moderate, which it is right now, then anything is possible. But if it becomes a strong El Nino, which, by the way, I'm not forecasting yet, but if it becomes a strong El Nino, then the odds toward a mild winter are much, much greater across Ohio and the Midwest. So we have to watch that closely, because if El Nino gets strong, we could have a problem again with a mild winter and lots of pests. The good news is right now the weather pattern seems to have shifted to where we're starting to get more cold air out of the northwest. So it would be nice to have some traditional winter weather, shall we say, during winter to take care of those pest problems.
I guess one of the saving graces, if anything, is the fact that with our modern day hybrids and various advances in seed technology, we can have crops that can withstand the ups and downs of the weather a little bit better than in the past.
Well, this will certainly be a year to test that out and see how the hybrids have come along over the last couple of decades, because this year on a widespread basis was the first dry year since 1988. Of course, many areas have had pockets of drought, but this is the first widespread major drought since 1988. And we'll see just how far things have come since then, because this year the weather really has tested the abilities of hybrids to perform.
Very good. Our guest has been Ed Kieser. Ed, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
And stay with us. Back with more right after this.